Chaptr's first product, styling cream. Is it any good? So today I'm checking out and reviewing my first YouTuber's hair product right here that is not from Blumaan on the channel. This is a product that comes from Jordan O'Brien over from the Gentleman's Cove and Carlos Roberto, who is Jordan's good friend and also has a YouTube channel. For full disclosure, when this project was started absolute ages ago, Blumaan was initially involved in helping and providing some guidance for the Chaptr brand. That said, all decisions when it came down to the product itself, all creative decisions over how the product acts, everything like that, that was all decided by Jordan and Carlos. And since the release of Chaptr Styling Cream, Blumaan has had nothing to do with Chaptr. If anything, they're actually considered competition now. So yes, this is a pretty terrible product. No, but in all seriousness, when they did send out the finished results of what they came up with, I was actually genuinely surprised and impressed by what they've managed to make. I actually think that they've managed to pull off something really great, so let's talk about it. But also, if you haven't yet, go and check out the Blumaan community discussion group on Facebook. We've got a group of over 44,000 people and counting, and it's a place to share stuff about hair. Some posts are not about hair, but you know, in general, you can get advice, you can give advice, you can ask if your haircut looks good, what products to use, stuff like that. It's a fun men's lifestyle space, and it is linked in the description down below. So when it comes to the packaging, Chaptr has taken a very minimalistic approach in terms of the design. Simple logo on top, ingredients on one side, directions on the other, and as I mentioned, it's a styling cream with what they claim to be a pliable natural hold. And actually, wait a second. These jars look very similar. Opening the product up, we've actually got an interesting color on the inside. Like when I think of a styling cream, I think of like a creamy looking cream color, but I like the color. It looks natural. And then we've got the scent. And I love this scent. Now, of course, scent will always be subjective. What some people love, other people might not like, but for my scent palette, Chaptr Styling Cream is actually one of my all-time favorite smelling hair products. I like scents that are kind of unique, a little bit different, and this one to me definitely is. It's a little bit citrusy, but it's also mixed in with some spices. It smells complicated, but not like overwhelming, if that makes sense. Oh, and also Jordan did hook me up with a 10% discount code. I'm not making any money from that code, but if you guys want to save a couple bucks, feel free to do so. That's also linked down below. And when it comes to scooping it out and breaking it down, this bit actually surprised me because it's much more firm than I expected, given it's called a styling cream. Now, is it hard to scoop out? Not at all. It's just way thicker than most cream products I've tried in the past. During the breakdown, you can feel that thickness, again, compared to like a normal styling cream. But it's easy enough to break down. It's not actually a problem at all. And as we get into application, I'm gonna go get my hair damp, apply some Original by Blumaan as a pre-styler, as I always do for my reviews. So, you know, using the clearly superior product. And then we'll get back to it. Right, I'm back, and I think I was wearing this jacket, right? I think I was, but now I definitely am. Get up nice and close for this bet. So, just a little bit of Original as a pre-styler. I use this for, always use this as a pre-styler for any product I ever use. Anywho, I'm going to dry my hair and then we'll get back into this. So we're on to the application. How does this product apply? How does it feel going through the hair? What does it do? Again, scooping it out. Thicker than most styling creams, but not difficult. Breaking it down. It emulsifies really easily. And now application. Actually, I didn't take that much. I'm going to take a tad bit more. So for me and my hair type, due to the thickness and the amount that I have, application is not an issue. It's not a problem for me. I can tell that it is a little bit dry going in, so some people might experience a little bit of tug, a little bit of pull, but it's definitely not to the extent of other products that I've used. I will say there's a reoccurring theme where it doesn't exactly go in as I would expect a styling cream to go in, But that said, once again, it's not a problem. There was no pain, no tug, nothing like that. A little thicker than you might expect a styling cream, but not a problem. And all of this brings me to a bit of an interesting thought. This product is called a styling cream, but to me, in a lot of ways, this acts as much more. It's either a styling cream on steroids, or maybe it's been slightly miscategorized. I can't really decide what I think between those two options, but I mean all this in a good way. A styling cream that did have a natural hold would have a lot more limitations in terms of the hair types that would work for it, in terms of how much hold it would provide, how long that hairstyle would last. To me, this actually has a significant amount of hold, and for my thick hair, this natural holding styling cream actually does an excellent job. And this brings me to the finish and the styling results, the overall styling results of Chaptr's styling cream. In some ways, I even get a slight clay-like vibe from the product in terms of the way that it feels and the way that it acts as a styling product. And actually, taking a look at the ingredients, this makes some sense because it does have kaolin and bentonite, which are two different types of clay. As a result of everything that I've mentioned, the finish that I get is really matte and really textured. In fact, I was reading a couple comments on the Blumaan community discussion on Facebook from people who have gotten their hands on this product, and the biggest critique that I've seen is that it can feel quite dry. It's a very matte product. It's one of the most matte products that I've ever actually experienced. As soon as you put it in, it's just matte. There's no cool down period. There's no like kind of shine to matte. It's just matte from the get-go, and very matte at that. And I get what people mean by that dry effect. It does feel quite dry, but I guess for my hair, that isn't a problem, and it's actually something that I appreciate about the product. But I guess that's just something for you to know. In terms of duration, I can comfortably get an all-day hold. I would say, especially with my current hair's length, when my hair's a little bit shorter like this, it does tend to last longer. I mean, products in general, but it's safe to say that one application of Chaptr with my current hair will last throughout the entire day, and it'll keep the texture going as well. So nice separation. However, a little less separation than some other products, and that comes down to how dry it is again, but still a good amount of texture. So yeah, Chaptr's styling cream, pliable, natural hold. I guess it can be that, but it's also a lot more.